Welcome guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be cooking a surf and turf. So I'm going to show you what I'm using. I'm using a cast iron, a large cast iron. I have some chopped onions, bell pepper, minced garlic. We have a head of broccoli already cleaned and washed. We have our bowl of a ribeye steak cut in cubes. And we also have a pound of clean, washed and deveined whole large shrimp. The seasonings that I'm going to be using is garlic powder, Italian seasoning, paprika, salt, black pepper, cayenne pepper, onion powder, and thyme. Now, you're probably wondering like where you get your seasons from. I get my seasons from Walmart, Dollar Tree, Publix, Walmart, anywhere that's cheap. I'm cheap. Dollar Tree has the same thing. Doesn't matter. So out of each one of our ingredients, we're going to use a tablespoon of all of our seasonings so we can season our steak and shrimp. So we're going to use 1 tablespoon, guys. 1 tablespoon of everything. As our pan is heating up, we're going to add a little bit of oil because we're going to cook our broccoli first. So you want that pan to get nice and oiled. I'm going to try to make it quick. It looks like I'm steaming it. So as that is cooking, the pan is heating up. I don't want to over smoke and set off my alarm. We're going to go ahead and cook our broccoli. While the broccoli is cooking, I'm going to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Just a little bit. And that's going to tone down some of the heat and the smoke. I'm going to continue to add all of the seasonings into our ramekin so we can season our shrimp and our steak. So we're going to go ahead and cook that first. This surf and turf is a good quick meal for after work. Something to put on the table, doesn't take that long. Your kids will enjoy it. So as that's cooking, we're going to turn around, flip it over. Cook this broccoli a little bit longer. Ooh, that pepper got in my throat. So as you can see, I mixed all of our seasoning. 1 tablespoon of everything. We're going to mix it together. This is going to be our Cajun blend for the steak and the shrimp. So you can cook this however you want. I'm not going to cook this all the way through. I am going to add a little bit more oil to it though. I just want it barely cooked. As when I start seeing a little bit of brown bits, that's what I want. So I'm kind of pan frying the broccoli per se. And this pan is nice and hot, as you can tell, so it doesn't take very long for the broccoli to cook and get those brown bits that you want. Excuse me, y'all. The pepper went down my throat and it went down the wrong way. So we're going to remove these broccoli onto a plate. pepper is still kind of up a little bit. So you want to cook your broccoli for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how tender you want. We're going to put that over there to the side. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil. Mind you, now we have our butter. You're going to do 2 tablespoons of butter with your oil. Now we're going to cook our vegetables. Add that in the middle of the pan. We're going to get the oil and butter going. We're going to go ahead and add in our onions and the bell pepper. Depending on how you like your vegetables, you can cook this a little bit longer. This here, I'm just really wanted to catch all the salt and pepper from the broccoli that was left over at the bottom of this pan. I actually just really want to season this and cook this around in the pan. Get it all coated with the butter and the olive oil. I'll probably let this cook for another minute or so. Not very long. Because then we're going to add in our steak. And then cook it within that, and then we'll continue to cook throughout. One thing I like about this surf and turf meal is all one pan. You do not have to worry about dirtying up a lot of dishes. One-stop shop. What I did is I had everything already pre-made, already prepped. In your case, only thing that you would have to do is buy whatever type of steak you like. The steak that I'm using today is a ribeye, but you can use a sirloin or you can use a flank steak, whichever one you prefer. The good thing about this is it does not take long as you have everything prepped. Your peppers and onions you can buy already diced. Your broccoli you can buy out of a bag already washed and clean and cut for you. This is less than 20 minutes. A meal on your table for your family in less than 20 minutes. The peppers and onions are coming along just fine. So with that being said, I am going to add in the remaining of this butter and a little bit more olive oil. The reason why I'm doing that is because it's going to coat our steak. As that butter is melting, we're going to go ahead and add in our steak. Spread this all around. Out of the seasoning that we mix together, the Cajun seasoning, we're just going to pour this in here. We're going to pour all of it in, and we're going to save a teaspoon left because that is going to season the shrimp. As you can see, I'm leaving just a teaspoon. Now we're going to move this all the way around, saute it in. Get these seasons all around mixed in with the butter at the end. It's already melted in. You want to let this cook. Actually mix it in. It's going to cool down your pan just a little bit, but it'll bring it right back up to temperature. And you're going to want to let this cook to your desired. I'm going to let this cook for about 5-6 minutes. And then we're going to move along and add in the shrimp. But the steak, you want to make sure it's cooked all the way through. It's up to you, like I said, if you want it medium rare. That's your preference. In this case, we're going to cook it all the way through. I'm going to spread it out, let it cook, and I'm going to toss it again in a little bit. Smell-o-vision. We need it. Right now, this smells really good. We're going to let that cook. As we let that cook, I'm going to clean up my mess and put the tops back on my seasonings. The temperature on the pan is coming back up, which is good. That's what you want it to do. As you see the brown bits are starting to come, you can just flip it over. You want to make sure that all of your meat is nice and coated with all the seasoning and the butter and the olive oil. Again, it's not going to take very long. It's almost done. Almost done, guys. I'm going to let this cook for another minute more. And then we're going to add in our shrimp. This is going to be your one pan dinner. Surf and turf dinner. Now, while you wait, with the pound of shrimp that we have, I'm going to go ahead and use the remaining of the Cajun seasoning. And we're going to toss in that chopped garlic. All of it. With your spatula and just mix this together. So when this is ready, which we got about 60 seconds more, it'll coat all of your shrimp, and we're just going to easily dump that in. Shrimp does not take that long to cook. You guys, that's why you want to add this in towards the end. It's not going to take long for this to cook and be ready to go on the table. If you have been watching me and recording or just timing me to see how long this takes, this is a one quick, easy meal. It's less than 20 minutes, I promise. So now that is all ready. I'm going to stir this one more time. Look how beautiful it is. Beautiful, beautiful. The steak is almost done. Technically, it is done. One or two bits of pink, which is fine. It's going to continue to cook. So what I'm doing right now is making a little well in the center of this pan. Pushing all the meat to the side. You don't have to do this. This is what I just prefer to do. Make a little well. I'm going to dump your shrimp right in the middle. Spread it out. And then gradually combine it back together. I'm going to continue to let this cook. As we get ready for our meal. Alright, it's boiling. And it's almost done, guys. You see the shrimp done, the steak is done. Your shrimp is ready. It's a little bit more pink, so I'm going to let it cook a little bit more. With this, you can eat it like it is. You can eat this over noodles. You can eat this over rice. You can eat this over quinoa, whatever you prefer. Cauliflower rice, whatever you prefer. Because as you can see, you're going to have some sauce from the liquid. I'm sorry, from the butter and the oil. You're going to have a nice little finishing sauce to go over it. It'll be so awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add back in our broccoli that we cooked. We're going to all mix this together. Stay in the pan, stay in the pan. And alright guys, we done. Voila guys, so we done added in the broccoli, our shrimp is done, the steaks are done. Now let's plate and let's see how good this looks. Like I said, you guys can add this to rice, you can add this to quinoa, you can add this to pasta. But for tonight, we're just going to eat this just like this. Get some of that juice off. Yeah, baby. And this is the finished product. 20 minutes or less. This is perfect for your family any night of the week. If you like this video, you guys, please hit a like, subscribe, and I will see you back on my next video. Bye.